I've been using Title Pro now for about 3 years. Over this period I've come across various, shall we say, quirks of the software that needed some sort of workaround. I've also discovered things that, if avoided, can prevent undesirable results. In this video I list 10 tips that could save you time and frustration. Oh, and the animated numbers were created using Title Pro 7. Welcome to tutorial 18. If Title Pro is launched as a plugin, the timeline length should always be less than or equal to the title length. Undesirable results can occur if the timeline length is greater than the title length. If launched standalone, the timeline length will always be less than or equal to the title length. When the timeline length is less than the title length, the pause point must not occupy a point on the timeline where there is a transition or an animated effect. Transitions or animated effects will freeze at the pause point. If you're designing a complex title, it's a good idea to save it at regular intervals. Highlight the title name in the title list, then select File, Save. If you're like me, save incremental versions by highlighting the title name in the title list and selecting File, Save As. Then add a version number to the file name such as V01, V02, etc. If you've designed a title with an outro and the outro doesn't play correctly in your NLE, first, make sure that the title length is greater than or equal to the timeline length. If so, then just play the timeline once. This should cure it. To quickly open the library pane, press F4. Press F4 to close it again. If you've designed a complex title that you find isn't quite in the right position, simply group all the elements together and move the group. You group the elements by selecting them, using Control-click or Shift-click. Right-click, select Group, select the group, and move. Job done. If you want to bevel text, don't go overboard with the bevel value. An excessive bevel value will distort the font. Don't underline extruded text. The underline will contain anomalies. When moving the playhead to a position on the timeline where a keyframe is to be inserted, to ensure that the keyframe is placed on a frame boundary, move the playhead left or right using the cursor keys. I've left what I think is the best tip for the last. When I'm designing title templates, I use this a lot. Consider this scenario. I've created a title and I want to create another one that has a similar design but with some subtle changes. You can see that I have two titles in the title list, corresponding to two titles on my Vegas Pro timeline. Title 1 is a title that has several elements and is quite complex. Title 2 is my default title. Now I want Title 2 to be the same as Title 1, but with a slight change. I could, if I felt like it, copy all the elements of the original title, then paste them into the new title. However, this method is fraught with problems. Before doing it this way, I would have to make sure that the timeline and title lengths of Title 2 match those of Title 1. I would also have to ensure that the post point, if active, was in the same place on the timeline. If these precautions aren't taken, any transitions or keyframe animations may not work correctly in Title 2. I could then modify Title 2 to suit. A much easier method is to use Title 1 as a temporary template. For this to work, the length of Title 2 on the Vegas Pro timeline must equal the length of Title 1. We can see that the title length of Title 1 is 7 seconds, whereas the title length of Title 2 is 10 seconds. I'll just switch to the Vegas Pro timeline and we can see the difference here. So what I have to do is to make this title length the same as this one. So I'll just put 07 in there and draw this back to the notch, which is the loop point. So now title 2 is equal in length to title 1. Now when we switch back to Title Pro 7, you can see that this shows it's still 10 seconds. This hasn't updated automatically. Click on the timeline and that will update that title length. Now, as I've said, I'm going to make title 1 a temporary template. So to do that, I highlight title 2, click the drop down arrow in the design sharing column and select title 1. We'll just wait for the titles to cache. You can see that the titles now are identical. The timeline length is identical and the post point is in the correct position. Now, before doing anything else, I need to select the drop down arrow in the design sharing column and select unshared. If I didn't do that and I started changing things in this title, those changes would be reflected in title 1, which is not what I want. Now, with these two titles now unshared, I can change anything on title 2 without affecting title 1. For instance, I wanted to get rid of the glint that goes across there. I can just select that element, click delete, and the glint is no longer there. But if I select title 1 and play it, the glint is there. Well, that's the last of my 10 tips, for now anyway, and it's one that can save a lot of time. I hope you found this video useful. Until the next time, bye for now.